Hello, everybody. Welcome to the Butterwhat Show. This is your host, co-host. I'm one of the hosts, Pat Regan, and this is my co-host over here, BrianCMoses.com.
Assistant to the co-host.
We're recording this in front of a live YouTube audience, and we're going to talk about some 3D printing stuff. And the first thing we have here is Tom Sanladerer's boron upgrade that he did here. There are 3D printers that have a conveyor belt that they'll print on the conveyor belt, and they'll print these infinitely long things. They're weird, at weird angles. Slicing for them is weird. Printing on them is weird. Trouble Tom has with this Voron is that it prints so fast. He says, you fill the bed up with small parts, and you have to come back every hour or two to clear them off and start the next job because it's so darn fast. So he wanted a way to swap new print bed surfaces onto his printer, conveyor belt style. And he's got a prototype here, and it's pretty cool. What do you think, Brian?
I think it's really interesting. I don't necessarily, for my 3D printing, it's solving a problem that I don't have. Like, I print slow, it takes a long time, and I'm not interested in printing any faster. I start a print and I wait for it to finish, and when it does, and that's just how long it takes. But, for people that are, I guess, doing, rapid prototyping or maybe even making things for Etsy or, some of their own shops.
Yeah, small-scale manufacturing.
They want to churn parts out, and they want it to be automated. And this is solving one of the bigger problems with 3D printing.
Pretty cool. It's bulky. I don't want to hate on it for how bulky it is. It's got some height to it and a big complicated It's not that complicated, but it's got a big mechanism to, you have to push pretty hard to separate a piece of steel from the magnet. But when I saw this, the first thing I thought of was like the solenoid on the starter in your car is 12 volts and would have it, that pushes the starter motor in the gear into the flywheel. 4 of those around a print bed would probably, maybe they wouldn't, maybe I'm wrong, maybe they wouldn't be able to push it up, but something like that would probably cut this down to, inches instead of, but yeah, we usually do one of these speedboat races, and we didn't do that today. But with the default process settings, my MK3S says it will take something like 2 hours to print a 3D Benchy. And in the speedboat races, we've seen them as low as 5 minutes. This is fast. Oh, here it goes, doing its thing. It knocks it. And don't worry that they're smaller beds. Usually the Voron is like a 300 millimeter square bed, and these are the mini Voron beds. But he ordered a bunch of these and didn't have. That's what he had, so that's what he's prototyping.
The reduction in the size of the bed didn't have anything to do with his mechanism.
No, it would work just as well. It needs some tweaks, some width,
It's really neat.
I like it.
It's fascinating that he built and designed that himself.
It really is. He's done a fantastic job, but I can't wait to see version 2.0. And we'll have links to Tom's channel in the description. I'm sure if you're 3D printing, you've already seen it because he has about 8 million subscribers, and he reviews every 3D printer you've ever might have seen. He's a good resource, so you should definitely check him out. I did find this on Reddit, Brian, a couple of weeks ago, and I thought it was awesome. And we had trouble locating this again today because I called it Benchimus Prime.
Yeah, I think you called it Benchimus Prime or Optimus Bench. I don't know.
But apparently it's called Benchus Maximus. It's you can download this from Cults 3D. That's plural. Definitely put the S.
Be very careful about that
URL. It's not a 3D printing site if you leave that off.
We'll put a link in the video description. Just click that link. Don't even try typing it in. The correct link. Yeah.
Don't type it.
We won't rickroll you.
But this is a bunch of connectors to connect your Benchy boats, your benchmark prints, together into a really cool robot.
A really cool looking robot.
And it's not even that big of a 3D print. It's probably as much print time as 2, maybe 3 Benchies. The bulk of them is boats.
Yeah, is Benchies. Trying to think if I know I haven't printed that many Benchies. I think of the people that I know that have printed, that have 3D printers, I don't think all of us combined have printed this many Benchies. But if Benchies are your thing for fine-tuning your 3D printer, I think this is a must. I mean, you got to print this and store it near your 3D printer somewhere.
When I started 3D printing, everybody printed for calibration and testing those little pyramids. It's a quarter of a pyramid with little steps
Okay.
on it and a couple of overhangs.
Yep.
And we used to print these little guys. These Marvin keychains were popular. And then by the time the Benchy came out, I was never printing, test parts. I just printed what I needed and hoped it came out okay. And if it didn't, I'd fix it for the next run. But everybody who's started 3D printing about a year or two after I did, they have plenty of bench.
It's a really neat model.
Oh geez,
it's
$1.38.
It's $1.38.
I did not know that. Here, this is from Mega Wilbot.
Nice job, Mega Wilbot.
You did a good
you
job,
did good
Mega
work.
Wilbot. Oh geez, he's got a looks like a curved butt for your Soundwave toy. That's not the original Soundwave toy. That must be a fancy one.
Now I'm hearing everything in Soundwave voice.
Oh, look, he's got the S from Elementary. Soldier from TF2. Holy crap. I like this guy.
This guy's, he's definitely good people.
I'm going to tell everybody he's my new friend.
I hope we drive lots of traffic to his models.
I hope so, too. I hope we make him at least $1.38. If not, whatever, 3 times $1.30. I saw this, Tubby. I don't know that there's an STL file anywhere. Oh no, there's a customizer, an OpenSCAD customizer and everything. When you take apart an engine, you have to put all the valves and springs back in the same cylinder you took them out of. I mean, the exact same.
The exact same. You couldn't accidentally put.
Oh, you could, but you shouldn't because they're not.
Yes,
they've all worn differently, and they fit where they fit. And you can buy little trays like this. And the title of this post says they're usually about $70, or at least at his auto parts.
Wow.
And because not many people buy them, you make an injection mold for a tray like this, and you've got to make tens of thousands of something for it to be a good value. But you can customize this any which way you want to, and it is from Simplify and Add Coffee. I like him too. This is my.
Anytime you incorporate coffee into something, it's a little bit better.
Oh, that's his only design, Eric Ziegler. Well, thank you, Eric. We're gonna have a link in the description. I'm excited. I've not hit the like button. Have we been keeping track of the time? What do you fine folks out there in YouTube land think? Did Brian and I do a pretty good job today? If we did, you can let us know by hitting that like button down there. Or maybe you want to leave us a comment and let us know if we're doing a good job. And if we didn't do a good job, that's something you can leave in the comments too. You can tell us why we were wrong, what we did wrong, how stupid we are. You can tell everybody you don't like my haircut.
We live stream the recording of these episodes on the first Tuesday of every month, and we're inviting you to come join us. Make sure you subscribe to the Butter What channel and hit the notification bell so you don't miss out on future live streams and episodes.
You don't even have to wait until the next live stream. You can come and hang out with us in Discord and participate in our community over there. There's a link in the description. So if you want to check that out, you can definitely do that. For tuning in, and I hope we get to see you next time.